Hello, and welcome to our NSO Spring Concert Concertcast. I'm Andrea Johnson, joined by a relatively new member of society, my daughter Eliza, who's snoozing, and joined by.
I'm Jim Murray, conductor of the orchestra, of course. Excited to be here to talk about our next concert.
Yeah. So it is April 6th, 3 p.m. at Staley High School. So not North Kansas City, like we often are at this
That's
concert.
Right. We're taking a little field trip.
Yep.
So
beautiful auditorium up there.
We've played there many times before.
So. Yep. And of course, the concert is free and general admission, no tickets required. Not really much of a theme, I would say, for this spring concert, but have you come up with one?
Well, yes, I feel like it's classics. Like this is all standard composers, standard literature, great favorites, popular pieces, like however you want to say it. Yeah.
So maybe we can take it from the top and
sure.
What's the Sibelius? I'm not familiar with this one, the Karelia Overture.
He actually wrote a suite, a Karelia suite, and this is the overture from it. And I've done both over the years, but Sibelius, Finland, super, probably their most beloved composer. And this is so very similar to the works. It's nationalistic, it's patriotic. It's really, so Karelia is a region of Finland, forested, gorgeous, right? And this is basically the musical depiction of the beautiful Finnish landscape. And it's a great way to kick off the concert. It's a lot of fun, horn calls, all the stuff. Nice. And yeah, just it's kind of like it's like a mini version of a Sibelius symphony.
Lovely. Yeah. We've also got a Humperdinck Hansel and Gretel prelude also on the first half.
Yes. So Humperdinck is the one-hit wonder of this program. He is known for this opera, Hansel and Gretel, and that's about it.
German, I assume.
Yes. And he had a great career and did a lot of teaching and did many things. And he wrote other pieces, but only, maybe one other thing gained any traction. But the opera is popular, but this prelude is great, and it has themes from the opera, but it's in that number 2 slot because it ends very softly and pensively, and
much like a second movement would of a
symphony. You got it.
What time period?
Romantic.
Nice.
Yep.
Similar time period for the Grieg then?
Yeah, we could call this our romantic period concert, right? So Grieg. So we haven't done Peer Gynt in a long time, right? And Peer Gynt Suite number 1 is like one of the all-time favorites. In the Hall, the Mountain King is the last movement. Morning Mood is the first movement. Ace's Death, Anitra's Dance. And so, I was like, we got to get some of these standard pieces back into the rotation, and it's as much fun to play, honestly, as it is to listen to. I think it's incidental music. It was music accompanying a play. The play is quite long. It's by Ibsen, and I think there's a total of 22 or 3 movements of music.
Wow.
But Grieg put the 2 suites together, Suite 1 and Suite 2, but Suite 1 is by far the most popular.
Did you look up when the last time was that the NSO played it?
I did, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
It's been at least like 10 years, if not more.
Yeah.
So it may have been 06.
Okay.
So that's
I'll push it.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Before we talk about the last piece on the concert, which is probably my favorites, we have our sponsors to shout out. Our concert sponsor for this one is KPMG. They've been a sponsor for years at this point, I think. They offer several services, including audit and assurance, tax and legal, advisory, and business support services. So thank you, KPMG.
Well known in the Kansas City business community.
Yes. Being a concert sponsor means that they support us at the cost of putting on a concert, I believe. So
or close to it.
Big thank you to KPMG. And then we also have some of our program sponsors, Bach Aria Soloists. So they have their own concert coming up on April 5th at 7:30 p.m. at the Folly. Always fun to get to visit the Folly.
The night before our concert.
Yeah. Perfect. So a little appetizer maybe. Helen Sung meets Bach Aria Soloists. So in honor of their 25th anniversary, which that's amazing. Yeah. That is. Their concert will feature sensational Guggenheim Fellow and award-winning jazz pianist and composer Helen Sung performing the world premiere of her multi-movement fusion of jazz and classical music with the Bach Aria Soloist. So that sounds very fun.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, when you think about Bach aria soloists, I mean, they're so good at what they do, but this will.
You think a little Baroque.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
this will be really
cool.
fascinating. I mean, they're so highly skilled, they can do anything, but this will be quite an event.
So. Yeah, so definitely check them out online. The Lydia Levin Community School of Music is another of our sponsors at William Jewell College. They provide music lessons for the wide range of instruments. Absolutely. And have been a sponsor for also a long time. So thank you, Lydia Levin Community School of Music. And finally, Cameron Medical Center. Thank you for your support. Okay.
All right.
The last piece on the program, which Eliza listened to for the first time on the way here.
Excellent.
Dvorak Symphony No. 8.
Yeah. So, when we think about Dvorak, 9 symphonies, obviously the New World is super popular. Mm-hmm. And actually his 7th symphony is pretty significant in his progress as a composer, and it's not done nearly as much. 8's my favorite.
Yeah.
8's your favorite. And I love 9. It's not like I don't love 9 and all that. But 8 is that, I don't know what it is about 8. It's really an optimistic and happy piece of music. All of the movements are they have that. It's super folk influenced. So I mean, the tunes are just so gorgeous, and the way they come back and are interwoven throughout. I think all of the movements are equally fantastic. Mm-hmm. I mean, cellists love this symphony because they have so much fantastic stuff in there. They get great melodies. There's Divisi sections where you have 2 cello parts, and the cello section divides in 2 to cover all that. Yeah, I mean, even in rehearsal, like you just look at the cellos and they're smiling. Not that they don't normally smile, but they're smiling all, like they just look giddy because they're like, oh my gosh, we're not accompanying the violins on the melody again. So it's just a lovely work and well written for winds and brass. It's about 35 minutes all in all, but yeah, it's just, I mean, yeah.
I thought the same thing when I was listening to it again on the drive over here. Like the weather's nice today. It's like 66 degrees outside or something like that. And it just felt right to be listening to that first movement with
perfect
some nice
spring
weather.
Piece, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. And a lot of I feel like all the sections get something to sink
their
teeth
into. That's
like,
another great thing about that work is every section has something interesting to do throughout this work. So it's not just even the basses. So.
In the basses. That second movement, a lot of woodwind. Very delicate.
Absolutely.
It's lovely.
So it's going to be a great program, and I'm excited to do it, and I hope the weather is beautiful.
Stays nice.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure it will be.
Cool. So we hope to see you all again April 6th, 3 p.m. Staley High School. It's free to come.
All right.
See you there. See you, Jim.